Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us. As above, so below. This is Saturn energy. If this is your first time in my live, my name is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I am the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATRs. Those are African traditional sciences by which we harness and disperse energy, frequency, and vibration. To each and every one of you guys, thank you. As you're being notified that I am live, I want to say, first of all, salutations to my madrina, to my madrino, and to my oba, and to all of my brothers and sisters that practice the African tradition, especially those that are in the church that practice these ATRs, these sciences, and those that have left the church probably for good reason, but still have church influence. I'm here for you as well. As you guys know that this is as above, so below. This is Saturn energy. Saturn energy is a very powerful, it's the second biggest planet in our local solar system. And this, because of the simple fact that if you are ruled by Saturn energy, a Capricorn or an Aquarius, those that are dealing with Saturn return, those are dealing with Saturn placement. I'm going to explain some things to you because I think it's very essential for you, sir and ma'am. Chloe is in the other bed. I don't even think she's asleep, but she's got her head covered. So it's been a long ride. So she done shopped, and so she over. Did you, Chloe?
Yes.
Did you order your food?
Oh, oopsie.
Yeah, order your food. I gotta go get something to eat. But I came on this like, what's up, Sister Carol is in the house. All right. Now, what I want to share tonight and why this is important when it comes down to spirituality. And if you're a Cancer, the opposite polarity of Capricorn is Cancer. So this affects Cancers. And then the polarity fixed sign of Aquarius, if I'm not mistaken, is either Leo or was it Leo or Scorpio? I have to figure that out. But anyway, if the opposite is still affected, just like the opposite of Sagittarius is Gemini. So we all are affected by these energies. The reason I want to talk about this is because a lot of times when it comes down to spirituality and you're trying to understand where certain things are coming from and what you're dealing with. And one of the things that I want to talk about is fear, and dealing with fear when it comes down to Saturn and how Saturn affects us through. And because Saturn is also the Lord of time, Saturn is also the Lord of karma. Saturn also rules over fear. And so therefore, I've even dealing with Minister Mario, son of Machosi, I tried to educate him as much as I could, because when you guys when you're ruled by a planet, just like I'm ruled by Jupiter, that's an innate energy. And so therefore, and I constantly try to tell my Capricorns, I try to tell my Aquarius, people that are ruled by that particular planet, I have a better understanding of its energy, its jurisdiction, and its ability to affect your magic, to affect your outcomes, and especially the fact that it is a planet of restriction or limitation. And so, but this energy was given to you as a motivator to drive you beyond your limits, drive you beyond your restrictions. And a lot of times, people that carry this Ache naturally find it to be very challenging. They feel like their life is hard because Saturn is a taskmaster. Saturn does not allow you, like Jupiter allows me to walk in a lot of luck. Jupiter allows me to walk in a lot of grace. Saturn energy does not operate like that. That I'll change. Do you tell him about Uranus? No. No, he's a Capricorn, not an Aquarius. He has Aquarius moon. I'm going to share this. What's up, Monique Fofo? I don't even know where these people are coming from. And moderators, please, as you enter in, hit that like button. So let me show you what you. Where's my glasses? So let me share this with you. I'm going to be coming from Job, and I really need y'all to understand this as I share this information. Job, and it's going to be Job, the third chapter, and I'm going to be reading from. What did I put? I'm going to be reading from the 23rd verse. It said, "Why is the light given to man whose way is hidden, from whom God has hedged in? From my sighing comes instead of my bread. My groanings are poured out like water." This is the part right here, verse 25. It says, "For the thing that I feared comes upon me. What I dread befalls me. I am not at ease. I am not quiet. I have no rest, but trouble comes." Now, to all of you guys that practice the ATRs, when you have Saturn influence and we working with today, this is what I want you to understand. Fear is an emotion. It is not a thought. I'm going to say this again. It is not a mind thing. It's a heart thing. And the concept with Saturn is that it's about the fear of the future. This is when people have this woulda, shoulda, coulda attitude, or they're always looking for the shoe to drop. This is for people that, okay, something, I don't care how good things are going, they're always being pessimistic. In other words, they're always looking for the negative outcome of a situation or circumstance. And so therefore, because fear is an emotion is energy moving. So just like any emotion, it manifests. And a lot of times what people don't understand, that when they're dealing with fear and anxiety comes, and these different sadness and depression comes, because it's an internal thing. Job said, "The things I feared the most," things that had not happened, he had things taking place. Now, the truth of the matter is the story. Job defined what he was going through based on his fear. But the truth is that there was a discussion in heaven about how he eschewed evil, and that God asked Satan, had he considered his servant Job. The reason why a lot of you come up with the wrong diagnosis is because you already internalize certain situations and certain circumstances. And so therefore, when things begin to happen into your life, you don't necessarily know why they're happening. Job had no idea at the time that there was a heavenly discussion about how he served God. And so, but the thing about it is, with Capricorn and with Aquarius, you can actually do some good things out of fear. You can defend your children out of fear. You can raise your children out of fear. It's an emotion. You can actually go to college out of fear of being ignorant or lacking resources. There's a lot of people, just like people do things out of anger, people do things out of hope, things do things out of love. You can actually live a very successful life out of fear. Fear could be your actually motivator. Fear is an unpleasant emotion that you're constantly in danger. Love you from the UK. Thank you so much. Some people, out of fear, they get married, they get in relationships. A lot of times we see people doing things and we don't always know what is motivating that individual. And so you have to ask yourself a question, especially if you're a Capricorn, if you're a Cancer, if you are an Aquarius, or the opposite of Aquarius, I think is Scorpio. So when you think about magic is energy. But if you have Saturn placement, or you're having Saturn return, Saturn is going to make you face your fears. And the reason why a lot of people cannot break their anxiety, a lot of people cannot break those fears, and they cannot confront them, because those are not mental. A lot of time people are trying to resolve issues in their life because through mental healing, or trying to renew their mind, when the things that were going on that creates the fear is coming from your emotional body. And it is out of a fear of you being in danger, a fear of you being hurt, a fear of you being threatened. when you feel alone and you don't feel like people are for you, you can do a whole lot of things out of fear. You can actually either build relationships out of fear or destroy relationships out of fear. You can actually be doing prayers, praying to the divine God or goddess, but it is out of fear that somebody is trying to attack you, fear that and these are all personal delusions. I'm going to say it again. It is about the future. The problem with, especially with the earth sign Capricorn, and you don't control the future. No man knows what tomorrow holds. A lot of times in preparation of trying to be in control, that you fear that somebody can come and take something from you. You can fear that somebody can stop you or block you. The fear that somebody that you feel that is in a better place in life or a stronger spiritual place, that these people have the ability to actually ruin your life without warrant. The mere fact that, and I always tell people, when you have certain fears, educating yourself about what you're internalizing actually gives you the power to demystify your fears, to take the wings, so to speak, off of your fears. Just telling somebody not to fear not. Even how many times in the Bible Yeshua had to tell his disciples, when the water was coming in the ship, fear not. When he was walking on the water, fear not. It's Gideon, fear not. When you are dealing with the unknown, when you're dealing with uncertainty and you're trying to control the outcome. Yeah, I think it is opposite of Scorpio. Because when you're trying to always be in the know about something, and instead of just trusting and actually living in the present, living in the day, the fear of not having enough. Capricorn is ruled by this ambition. And so therefore, seeing the glass half empty allows them to constantly go after their resources. But it is motivated out of the mindset of lack, not having enough, versus a Sagittarius sees the glass half full. You know what I'm saying? So perception, and then how you feel about resources, how you feel about money, how you feel about people. And I said this on the onset, that people that get into the ATRs, and especially men that get into the ATRs that are constantly in their feelings, these fears about being replaced, these fears about not being good enough, these fears about not arriving or meeting certain people's approvals, these all things hinder your energy. These things allow you to be susceptible to the influences, the negative influences of other people's ideas and their emotions. What I try to teach on these platforms to melanated people is to understand why you do what you do. And it's an internalized emotion. And it is an unpleasant emotion that allows you to disrupt friendships, relationships and family, cause you to disrupt peace that may be in harmony with you and another individual. This fear of that somebody can take something from you will cause you to do a lot of desperate things, say a lot of things that you may not have said if you were more grounded and had an understanding that what God has for you is for you. I think that when people are not grounded in their energy, especially Capricorn or Aquarius, you are more susceptible to fear mongering. You're more susceptible to people making threats. Whether they can bring them to pass or not, you're still going to have that fear that somebody can harm you, somebody can threaten you. And so what I try to educate, especially if you're dealing with Saturn return, before you light a candle, before you burn an incense, before you pray a prayer, before you build a bond with Egun, deal with your fears, deal with your uncertainties. Have a real coming to Jesus Christ moment with yourself. Why do you behave the way you have? Because it's out of fear. And it's an internalized emotion. This is why no matter what somebody says to you, no matter what somebody does, it does not change how you feel. And when you are in your feelings and you're stuck in your feelings, then it doesn't matter how much proof somebody brings to you that this is not what's going on, this is not what's happening, you're still going to stay in those emotions. I want y'all to really take out time, because one of the things I want to do before I step into this other area with people with graveyard work, I would like to have emotional stability. And there's too many people that are practicing the ATRs that they're not emotionally stable. And they don't understand their anger. They don't understand their emotional body. It is so dangerous for a Cancer, for a Capricorn, for an Aquarius, for a Scorpio not to be in touch with that Ache. If you have these placements in moon sign, if you have these placements in chart, this is where you have to confront your fears. This is where you have to. I remember I was afraid of heights, and one of the things that I did in high school in our gym, in our stadium, our football stadium, I would walk up the football stadium all the way to the top, and I would force myself to look down. And in that, yes, I got woozy, but I was learning at a very young age to confront my fears about height. Okay? If you don't confront your fears will confront you. This is why Job said that the thing I feared the most came upon me, when the truth was that he was being tested by Satan or Saturn. This is why I try to educate y'all. Satan is not the Christian Satan. It is Saturn. And the reason why Job felt that way is because Saturn rules over fear. And when, like Yeshua said, the prince of this world have nothing in. If you're not confronting your fears, then you're going to be able to be manipulated when circumstances and situations come up in your life. This is why people do so many desperate things, because the fear of loss, the fear of losing, the fear of being alone, the fear of somebody not being there, the fear of hunger, the fear of black people taking over the world, which that's gonna happen anyway. That's what white people feel, but it's an emotion. What?
What's the room number?
The room number is 1118.
Oh, okay.
Did you already call them? Or you could do it now?
I already put my order in.
So, I want y'all to really think about what I'm saying. If you don't get a hold of your fears and you're not confronting your own individual fears and those emotions that are there, they're going to be triggered by your trials, by your tribulation, by your circumstances. And at that point, you're not going to be in control of those emotions, and you're going to be acting it's going to be in character, but you're not those emotions, because you've never tried to have any self-discipline when it came to those fears. You're not going to have the proper tools how to react when those fears start to dominate, when those emotions start to rise. This is how people get. I'm not your homie. I'm not. We're not. Oh, child in the room. Don't call me homie. Don't do that. It is really, really important that you understand this is a personal journey. When you burn oil of gladness, when you burn that particular incense, that is to help lift the spirit of heaviness, allowing you to breathe, allowing you to get a grip of reality, and giving yourself an opportunity to diffuse the fear or the emotion that you're having about a said circumstance, a said situation, or a certain. If you feel like, okay, I got to go to court. When you have done everything you could do in that situation, that's when you have this mindset you should have, I got to turn it into God's hand. I realize that if it's health issues, financial issues, that these are the things, but a lot of the issues that you have that keep you upset is because you haven't did the work. You haven't put yourself in a position that is necessary for you to have peace of mind. You haven't associated yourself with the necessary information for you to renew your mind. And so therefore, when the emotion is triggered by that circumstance or that situation, like Job's situation was, then you don't know how to properly respond to it, just like he did. He thought the things he feared the most had come upon him, things that he dreaded. All of that was internalized. When the truth of the matter is, God was bragging on Job. Imagine if Job had discerned in his own spirit, in his own mind, that what he was going through had to do with the divine mother or the divine father bragging on him. Yes, he would not have liked what he was going through, but he would have a better understanding. You know what I'm saying? The fact that some of you guys don't even know why you're going through the things you're going through, and you're not investigating to figure out, why am I dealing with these circumstances and situations? And the mere fact the ancestors could be bragging on you, the mere fact that the Orishas could be bragging on you, the mere fact that the Loas could be bragging on you. And Job had no earthly idea that that what he was dealing with was actually there to promote his life, and that he was being challenged. Imagine his level of defense that he would have taken if he had understood it. He was being addressed by Saturn. When you understand Saturn's energy, then you know how to ride the tide. I would put it in the mindset of like surfing, riding a wave. When you understand that this particular situation that you're going through is because of transformation, or this situation is going through because of promotion, or this situation I'm going through is because I asked for I petitioned the divine or my ancestors for certain things. Some of you, let me explain something to you. When you start asking the divine for finances, then you got to prove worthy for the elevation of finances. So that means you have to be tested concerning your finances. That means that you're going to do right with your monies or your finances you have to understand that you're going to be tested based off of what you're petitioning for to prove worthy, because you have to give a proper offering. You have to be a worthy vessel, because a lot of us like to go to the divine spirits and think that we're not going to exchange energy. It's going to be an energy exchange. You should sit down and count up the cost before you start asking for wealth, healing, success. And are you willing to do the necessary things? And so therefore, when you are being challenged by the divine to receive that healing, and then doing what is proper by the healing. Remember when Jesus told a man, go sin no more? You're going to be healed, but go sin no more. He told somebody else, he said, listen, take up your bed. And on his way of taking up his bed, he got healed. These are all different manifestations. These are all different tests. And I think that a lot of people, because they don't understand Saturn energy, they dread how Saturn operates in their life, because they don't really operate in, they don't have good time management. Saturn rules that they don't like the idea that they got to reap what they sow, even though Saturn rules the law of karma. They also have a problem with self. I did some research. Like, do you not realize that self-esteem is ruled by Saturn? Isn't that deep? That self-esteem is also up under the jurisdiction of Saturn. Think about how Capricorns and Aquariuses feel. And how, if you have those placements, if you are a Cancer, how Saturn affects your self-esteem. And the concept is to understand that in order for you to have self-esteem, that you have to have a better understanding of self. The Bible talks about esteeming your brother for the work's sake. So as Capricorn or a Cancer has to understand that if I am going to elevate self, I have to understand that I have to have a purpose higher than myself in order for me to deal with that. See, my thing is a lot of the confusion and a lot of the heartache and a lot of the displacement of people, no matter what ATR they practice, is the lack of understanding of those placements. Saturn is Satan. That's what the Catholic Church turned Saturn into Satan. But Saturn is called the hard taskmaster because of what it has the jurisdiction. It's like the difference between a police officer that's a city police officer versus a state trooper. A state trooper can go anywhere in the state and arrest you, carry out and execute any of the judicial enforcements because he or she is a state trooper. The county police officers have to deal in that particular county. City police have to deal within the city limits. And so to understand Saturn's jurisdiction is to understand that you may be in, especially if you're 30 in your 30s, you're dealing with Saturn return. So Saturn, if you haven't done the work to put your life in order, Saturn comes there to bring order. If you don't understand order and structure, then guess what? You're going to struggle. You're going to feel like the enemy is attacking you. Some say, I never knew that. Yeah. And so when you have that understanding, it's like, say for instance, you in the gym, right? In order to gain strength, you have to put weight there, right? Saturn rules lead. So there's a song say, no pain, no gain, right? So in order for you to get stronger, to all of y'all say, I want to get stronger in voodoo. I want to get stronger in my seeing ability. I want to get stronger in my ability to heal. I want to get stronger. Well, that comes with weight. And the planet that brings the weight is Saturn. My North Node is in Saturn. So yes, I'm strong in the Lord and the power is might, but not without pressure. I'm going to say that again. You cannot petition Egum. You cannot petition spirit and ask to become stronger, to ask to become wiser, to ask to become knowledgeable, to ask to become more, have more clarity and understanding without pressure, without weight. And that weight is brought by Saturn. When you see somebody working out and you see them get to the point, they say, come on, give one more. You see the arms gyrating and stuff there. That's Saturn. Saturn knows, the scripture says like this: God will put no more upon you than you can bear. The simple fact that you don't know your capacity and your measure, you can actually, like Job, blame God or the divine for allowing you to go through something that you were actually built to go through and to overcome. But because of your mindset and because your lack of because of your lack of understanding of the pressure that was designed for you to go to the next level, now all of a sudden you feel like you're in opposition and that the world is against you when you're actually in training. You're actually up under the pressure necessary for you to develop and have the necessary strength, the willpower, the determination, the endurance that is necessary. This is why if you're going to really practice real magic, watching and paying attention to athletes that train on a professional level, that is a better understanding of Saturn energy. Saturn is there to bring structure. It is training facility. It is there to make sure that you can actually achieve your actual goals. Saturn is going to make sure that you actually know what you're talking about. A lot of y'all that like to cut corners, you're never going to like Saturn. The Saturn is always going to be blamed for being mean and harsh because you don't want to do right by you. This journey is not about other people. This journey is about you. I would advise melanated people to stop asking for things. And then when that pressure comes, you act like God done betrayed you. You act like your ancestors done walked off from you. You act like your prayers are not being heard. Don't get into the gym and complain about the pressure. Don't get on the equipment and complain about the pressure. Let's be grown men and women and understand that our fears are internalized. And they are internalized based off an emotion of how you feel about circumstances and situations that have not happened yet. I'm going to say this again. The fear is rooted in the emotion of feeling that something is going to hurt, harm, or destroy you. And it has not even happened yet. That's what being a pessimist is. These are not things that have ever come to pass. These are just feelings you have about people, places, and things that you have no evidence of it ever happening. And let me tell you, this is why when we go to the movies, we can cry even though we know it ain't real. We can get in the movies and watch a movie and laugh even though we know it ain't real. So don't tell me how strong your emotions can be. And the fact that some of you guys are trying to get into the ATRs and you have all these unresolved fears about people, places, and things, they're going to hinder you. They're going to paralyze you. And they're going to have you creating conflict with people that it was never meant to be in conflict with. You're going to turn people, because of those fears, you're going to turn people into enemies that were never designed to be your enemy. You're going to cause doors to close on you that were never meant to be closed to you because of your fears. If you, sir and ma'am, no matter how grown you are, if you're not facing your fears, fear of getting older, some of y'all can't even enjoy your life in your golden age because you fear of getting older. You fear of being by yourself. It's fear. If you don't want to get older, then die. The only guarantee for you not to get any older is for you to die. If you're not trying to die, sir and ma'am, you're going to get older. Instead of fearing what it's going to be like, how about creating things around you so you can enjoy no matter what stage or age that you arrive in? Because I guarantee you, you know somebody that's older than you. There's nothing, absolutely nothing new up under the sun. If you have a fear of, I remember my youngest son was afraid of the water because his mom was afraid of the water. So he felt he was afraid of the water. And so I told him, I said, you're not afraid of the water. Those are your mother's fears. I said, grab and put your arms around me. And we got in the pool. And I told him, I said, start kicking your feet. Start kicking your feet. And his brother was over there. They were trying to throw. I said, don't do that. Because I got to first get him comfortable by being in water. Sometimes people can actually bring anxiety to you because they don't understand that you're dealing with an emotion. And I say, it didn't really take that long. Between 10 to 15 minutes, he was enjoying himself. Like he was like, oh my God. And he was like, Dad, look at me, I'm swimming. Like I taught him how to float. I taught him because I was giving him tools in that element that made him feel comfortable. I said, if you find yourself in a situation like this is what you do. See, you got to have somebody to instruct you. And so therefore, the more I taught him, the more I shared. Then after a while, then he started playing with his brothers, and he got really comfortable in the water, in the pool. Now he deals in the pool. But it started out of fear. You got to know how to, because it was an internal thing. I had to show him how he could actually enjoy this element and benefit from this element if he had a better understanding. Just because his mother had a fear of water doesn't mean that he had to have a fear of water. Just because your mother has a fear of poverty or being alone don't mean you have to have one. Just because your father has a fear of not being able to provide his own don't mean you have to have. If you don't watch it, you will inherit the fears, the traumas, the anxieties, the frustrations of your loved ones. And they could absolutely not be anything that was designed for you. And they can short circuit the things that God got for you. A lot of people, out of fear of voodoo and Santeria and the black arts, they miss out on so much because of they're going by what they heard. Instead of educating yourself, instead of being a decent individual and going into certain things, not judging people and having a better understanding of the practices and how the Loas or how the Nkisi and the Mpungo. A lot of times, the reason why people have negative outcomes when it comes to the ATR is because you already had certain fears. You already had certain issues about the ATRs before you got into it. And you didn't stop until you brought that to pass. You know what I'm saying? You already thought the man was cheating. You didn't stop behaving crazy until he just decided to go out and go somewhere else. And know what you're going to say? Oh, I knew you were cheating all the time. When the truth is he wasn't cheating all the time. It's just that you were operating in your fears and you just created an environment that just brought it to pass. Fear is a real thing inside of an individual. What's up there, Demetrius? Greetings unto you. What's up, my love? When you have certain things that you don't recognize about yourself and you're not trying to get the information that is going to put, let me tell y'all something. I'm going to tell y'all what I do when it comes to about the finance. I don't have a fear of lack when it comes to finances. I don't have that. And the reason why I don't have that because I believe that God divine is the source. Let me explain that to you. When you believe that all things that exist, that your God or goddess can use any person, place, or thing to make sure you have what you need, then you don't worry about who says no. You don't worry about who doesn't show up. You don't worry about who tries to block you, who tries to close your road, because you understand that you serve a God that will make a highway out of no way. Even if somebody decides, or even if somebody endeavors to try to impede your success, the mere fact that you believe that the divine and you're in alignment that the divine is your source, then you're going to always have some form of provision in your life. And so therefore the outside?
Yeah.
Okay. Therefore, no matter what I go through, I believe in my emotions that God shall supply my need. Whether that God is El Shaddai, whether that God or goddess is Bast, whether that God or goddess is Oya, I do not walk around internally. This is why you got to understand your inner world. And if you're not dealing with your fears, nobody knows you fear something until the circumstance manifests. I'm going to say it again. Mother Susan was at my house and you got it. Mother Susan was at my house and she was going outside the porch and she seen a coral snake, a poisonous snake. And her immediate response was the fear. She jumped. She didn't jump. She's 68, so she ain't do no jumping. But she got away from that door and she closed the door. And she said, oh my God. First of all, you in nature over here. You in nature. What's up, Ryan? Libra? What's up, Demetrius? And so understanding where you at is a understanding and clarity. Fear, she didn't want to go out on the porch anymore. The snake had done moved on by this business. Muhammad or Chloe gone right now. Muhammad said, why aren't you sleeping? Because your mama ain't here on here sucking on this rod. That's why I ain't sleeping. I'm waiting on her throat. And your daddy suck on my nuts. That's why I ain't sleep. Your daddy give good head. Anyway, so when you think about fear, it is internalized emotion. Emotion is energy moving. It is the fear of future. People that want to control their future always live in anxiety. And people that fear source believe that other people can keep them from having the things. My fear is writing. Writing is ruled by the element of air. If I've read that correctly, because I ain't got my glasses on. Whatever thing that you fear, you got to educate yourself about it. If it's sharks, if it's water, if it's fire, fear of dying, educate yourself about it, because I'm not saying that you won't still have the emotion. It just won't have the power. That the less you know about a thing, the more you can, your imagination can get away with you. A lot of times, and let me tell y'all that there's a difference between reverence and the fear that is out of phobia. It is all eternalized. And nobody can correct that fear in you but you. This is why the scripture said God has not given us the spirit of fear. He has not given us the emotion of fear. That's the way you should really read it. He has not given us the emotion of fear, but the emotion of love, power, the emotion of power, ache. He's given us and a sound mind. He's given us the energy and frequency of a sound mind. I feel that. So when you say that, that's right, Aquarius, the rule by that Saturn, when you think about why you are hesitant, it has to do with looking at that situation. Because remember, Aquarius observes the future. This is why Aquarius, Minister Mari was a Capricorn, but his moon was in Aquarius. And so he always was worrying and trying to prepare for the future. Like he would save uncanny amounts of money. I'm like, you ain't even living for worrying about tomorrow. Man, I thought if something happened, you wanted to, like, that's miracle. Like, you can save money, but you need to enjoy your today. And so me being a Sagittarius, moon in Aries, I kept staying on him about enjoying his life. And I'm glad I did. But it's a lot of y'all, especially if you got Aquarius energy, you're going to always be worried about the future, what the future going to bring, which is going to keep you in anxiety. And I tell Aquarius people, you got to always have short-term goals, because short-term goals ground you. It gives you something to be present, because most Aquarian people are so busy observing the future, they ain't living their present. They're trying to get things. They're worried about preparing for the. You have to understand where that is coming from, and then how to make sure that you are actually living your present life. Snakes. Mother Susan says she's afraid of snakes. It's a fear. But she got 2 children. It's one snake I know on earth that she's not afraid of, and that's a penis. She might be scared. She might be afraid of them other wiggly things. But that snake, that phallus, she's not afraid of. To understand the purpose of snakes, snakes represent wisdom. I was telling her that black snakes keep poisonous snakes from around your house. Educating yourself about a thing that you fear, that you feel can hurt you, that can kill you, and that and in that fear, you will put all snakes in the same bunch. You will look at a black snake the same way you would look at a glass snake. These snakes are not harmless. I mean, these snakes are harmless, and they're not poisonous, But it won't matter, because in your mind, all snakes are the same. It is no different having fear of men. Like some of y'all fear that that's all a man is, out to hurt you. That's a phobia. That's internalized. That has nothing to do with the man. Vice versa with women. I don't care if you gay, straight, or bi. Some of y'all fear of getting sick, getting the AIDS, getting HIV. These are all internalized fears that actually draw you into those circumstances. Why don't you just take care of your body, take care of your health, and be selective about who you having sex with? And if you do that, then you take some type of um, medicines or certain type of herb to clean your system. And make sure that if you're having sex and unprotected sex, make sure that you are drinking plenty of water so you can constantly flush your system before and after. Let me tell y'all something. One thing I am is a problem solver. And what I tell people is a lot of the things that you fear is because you won't get up and educate yourself. You just say, I'm scared of that. You just say that, oh, it can hurt me. If you don't put yourself in a situation and circumstance, then how are you going to get hurt? If you do what you're told, how you going to get hurt? I like what Minister Mario told me when he initially said this to me. I did not like. I thought he was being funny. I thought he was being a Capricorn. But he said, I don't care how powerful you are and how powerful you get. I don't have to fear you. And his explanation of why, because this is what I mean that when you unlock the key. He said, the reason I don't have to fear you because I mean you no harm. Did y'all hear what I just said? The reason why he did not have to have a fear of my Loas, my Nkisi, my Mpungo, anything that I had walking with me, because his intention, his internal intention was never to hurt, harm. It doesn't mean that we didn't have disagreements. Doesn't mean that we didn't have circumstance, situation, that we are on the opposite side of the fence, but he was always going to be an ally. When somebody in their heart does not have the intention of hurting and harming, and because you have fear of people hurting you, it doesn't matter what their intentions are. You're going to always see them as somebody that is in your life to hurt you. And you're not going to stop until you create that outcome. Subconsciously, you're going to keep on by whatever means until you have that particular thing come to pass in your life. Fear is an emotional aspect of your emotional body, and it is energy moving. That means fear is an active frequency. It's not a dormant energy. It is a active force. And if you don't confront it, it will confront you. When you are out here and you guys know y'all got things that you need to accomplish, things you need to get so I don't know why some of you guys are procrastinating with the 13th circle. I don't know why some of you are procrastinating with your graveyard work. That's a personal thing. I always try to tell Mother Susan and give her examples because her moon is in Aquarius. I say, you always talking about what you can't do because you always looking at what's in your account. If you get your mind on the source, if you get your mind on doing right and being obedient to God, God will cause men to give into your bosom. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together. If you really trust it, because she used to get up in church and she said, oh, I got 5,000 ancestors with me. You don't act like it. You don't act like it. You talk it, but you don't act like it because of that Aquarius moon. Remember, Saturn is about limitation. She's always worried about not having enough. Oh, I ain't got this, or this need to be done. This right here will drive you nuts. It will also drive people around you nuts. I have to stop her sometimes. Okay, a lot of times I have to stop her because I understand where that stuff be coming from. And I'm not going to allow you to put that fear off on me. And you don't necessarily call it fear, but that's what it is. And so these are the things that are necessary. What's up? These are the things that are necessary. Thank you for coming in my live. And thank you for helping the algorithm. And we appreciate y'all for coming in and trying to swarm our live. But I also say to you, thank you and depart. Now that you don't help me, let's move right along. So let's say this. Let's recap this. Job feared. He burnt incense. He made sacrifices all out of fear. He was protecting his kids because he said, well, perhaps they done sinned against God. Or, this is a parent that worries to the point ain't nothing happening, ain't nothing going with the child, but they always like, oh, if they hear a siren, oh, the police done got my child, or they hear a gunshot, somebody done shot it. They're always negative about their own children. They're always negative about their own loved ones. This is an energy that you're putting out on your loved ones because you're operating out of fear. Every time I hear the police or I hear this, I always think it's like something going to happen to my child. You putting that bad energy. It don't matter if you're an E5, voodoo, Santa real, or atheist. We all are energy, frequency, and vibration. Whether we strong in it or not. These are the things we fear. And you fear because you don't want to educate your own mind. Renew your own mind. Remember, I said fear is not a mental thing. It's an emotional thing. Fear deals with the emotional body and it's internalized. And it has all to do with you worrying about the future. Is me and this man gonna make it? Is me and this woman gonna make it? Is I'm gonna make it in this company? Is I'm gonna make it through this situation? Am I gonna make it through the circumstance? You got to take step by step, day by day. Some people are like, what are you doing next week? I can't listen. I got to get through the day. I don't live my life like that because I might not even see tomorrow. So I need to do everything I need to do today so I don't have no regrets if I have to close my eyes and wake up on the other side as an ancestor. Are y'all hearing me? How many of you guys right now cannot enjoy your today for worrying about tomorrow? And when tomorrow get there, you ain't even ready for tomorrow because now you done went from yesterday and now you into the next yesterday. You're never living your today. Whether it's 365 days a week, whether it's a year, or whether it's 24 hours a day, you need to learn how to live your today. And don't worry about your tomorrow because your tomorrow is not promised. But you won't have to regret not being into your tomorrow if you have enjoyed your today. Because there's nothing new under the sun. Whether we call it 2024, whether we call it 2027, whether we call it 2047. Whatever timeline you own and however long you down here, it is still your responsibility, sir and ma'am, to live your present life. Having the necessary tools, having the necessary things that make you content and happy and complete in that day, that should be your only journey. Doing the things that you need to do to prepare. And if you wake up in that tomorrow, if you see that tomorrow, if you experience that tomorrow, you're in a better position to actually enjoy that tomorrow because you took care of today. You didn't bring you so worried about tomorrow, you did not take care of what you need to do today. And now you bring the stress of your yesterday in your today. Tyson, this is not New Age talk. So let me break down to you what New Age is. New Age is a white term. It's a colonized term. I am teaching ancient universal laws. I do not speak New Age because New Age does not have any power. I'm a melanated man and I deal with chaos energy, frequency, and vibration. In the Bible, it calls it the 666. And in our African science, we call it 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, and 6 protons. Which consists of the carbon energy, carbon frequency. This is not New Age talk. This is ancient speaking. Okay? The mere fact that you're on my live and trying to put disinformation about what I'm talking about and what I'm utilizing, this has nothing to do. The gospel that you speak of, that you have no understanding of, it actually comes out of Kemet. It comes out of Kemet, Egyptology. The 10 Commandments that you talk about, They came out of Maat. It was all stolen out of Egypt. Egypt principles, which is necromancy, the dead. You know, the Christ, who's the first from the dead, that you pray to the dead because he sits at the right hand of the Father, which the truth is, he never told you to pray to him. He said, anything you ask the Father in my name. So this is what I mean by, guys, that a lot of y'all out here loud and wrong, loud and uninformed. And you literally think because that's the way you feel right, don't mean that you are right. You understand? The fear of hearing melanated people and discuss. That's why white people always get in our business. Especially if we congregate. Especially if we congregate, they get nervous in a mother sucker. Because they have to know what's going on in our mind. Because they can't read our minds. Let me tell you what Trump is. Trump is a white man that has benefited from affirmative action of white supremacy. I have nothing to say. When you melanated in America, we have to do conjure. Mama Susan said, you are so right, Apostle. Let me tell you something. I have a degree in biblical studies. I'm far from being ignorant. I'm far from passing my personal opinions. You are coming on alive with somebody that has far more intelligence, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding than you have. And you have no basic knowledge about where your actual belief system derived from. The 12 disciples are only talking about the 12 zodiacs. Jesus, your Mary is really Isis and Horus. White people stole all of that and they just changed the names. That's why the Bible is nothing but an algorithm of astrology and symbology. It's not realistic. The disciples never existed. It's a storyline, just like the Pataki. We told stories. The same thing about the Orishas. They're stories. They're representative of energy, frequency, and vibration. Hello? I will make a statement about you if I want. Actually, you can't, Tyson. You can't make a statement. You can get blocked. Because on here, we gives no fuck about you. Neither the sorry piece of pussy that brought you into the earth. The lame dick ass that bust a nut and just, you slithered here. We don't care nothing about you. Your existence, your opinion. Your vibration and frequency can be dispersed and scattered over this universe. We won't miss you. We won't miss your raggedy ass at all. In this space, in this place, you are nothing and nobody. Your words, your thoughts mean nothing over here. Everything about you is shit coming in and shit going out. You sink in an everlasting mud. Everything that you touch turns to this shit. Your tongue, may it rot in your mouth. May your eyesight grow dim. May your lungs collapse. May your heart stop beating. May your skin wither and dry. And may your scrotum and your anus be like a desert. Tyson, may these words that I speak this day cleave to your soul, that it will follow you from one lifetime to another. eternal. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for being a participant in what it is to fool and fuck around and find out. Don't tell us about love. Until y'all pay us our 40 acres and a mule, don't tell us nothing about y'all love. Y'all done stole our land, our identity, and all. I'm not in a hospital, asshole. I'm in a hotel. I'm in a fuck place. What's up there, my boat ass? I gotta stop cussing Chloe here now. It took all that long time to get your food? Good day. But I hope this helped manifesting with Shawty. What's up there, sweetheart? Hey, Seth, you got your stuff up? You covered up?
Yeah. No.
You covered up? Cover up. Say hey to everybody.
Hi.
She rocking with me. She got my wallet smoking.
They have an event downstairs.
Yeah, I seen it when we came in.
They have all like red sparkly dresses and
They got a dance downstairs, that's why. God, you need to get some for that.
I'm not sick.
You ain't got it. You're sneezing. You sneeze at one too many times. Monique said, hey, Chloe.
Hi.
Miranda said, she said, hey. Miranda says, thank you, Chief Apostle. You quite welcome, baby. I told her. Calvina said, Nicole said, hey, Vanilla Wafer. I call Nicole Vanilla Wafer. She called me chocolate with nuts. Okay, she just called me chocolate. I added the nuts part. Hey, Nicole. What's up there, Shamari? I hope that if you understand the opposites of those, and this is why I be telling you guys, like, especially if you, this is why cancers procrastinate. It has a lot to do with the influence of Saturn, even though you rule by the moon. Your total opposite is you still can be influenced. Just like Mother Susan is a Gemini, but she can be influenced by Sagittarius. Just like I'm a Sagittarius, I can be influenced by Gemini. It's a perpendicular line. That's where geometry comes in effect. That's why I keep telling y'all about magic, and magic is science and mathematics, because it is. The more you understand the mathematics and perpendicular lines and why we use the cross, what all that represents and all that stuff, you will get out of the religion of man and get into spirituality, which is made of God. What did you get?
I got fried rice with honey walnut shrimp.
That sounds good. Order me some.
Okay.
Order me, cause I was gonna get from that restaurant, but they closed. Cause I need to go down there and get in that hot tub.
You want to try a bite first?
Let me see. I just want fried rice. Does it have chicken wings? Shrimp fried rice.
It's Panda Express.
Okay. Get this. Get teriyaki chicken.
Okay.
Get double teriyaki chicken. I don't want the shrimp. Do that one. Calvina said hello.
Hi.
She said hi. But I hope that you take the information that I'm giving you and understand why you have to push past certain things.
They're closed.
Oh Lord, they're closed. Is there anything else you can in the area?
Yeah, there's a bunch of Chinese places. I can give you my phone. You can just order something.
No, just order for me, because I'm gonna go downstairs after here and get in the water. My body is aching.
Okay. There's this place called China Spring.
Yeah, just if it's fried rice, and if they have the shrimp fried rice, get the with some wings or something like that.
Okay.
Don't y'all realize that when you order from the Chinese restaurant, they got the biggest chicken wings you ever seen? I be like, well, what is y'all feeding them birds?
Small, large.
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 Yeah. I eat it when I get back. But I just really appreciate y'all hitting the likes, the thumb, the super chats. These are the things that I'm expressing before we step into this 13 circle, before I started working these Paulo spirits for you guys. I need y'all to have that stuff. I need y'all to deal with y'all fears. I'm not saying and teaching this for nothing. I'm teaching it for free, but I'm not doing it for nothing. If you don't deal with your fears and you get involved in what I am doing and that stuff starts surfacing and you ain't handled that or you ain't dealing with that, it's going to make your ride a rough ride. Because my North Node, my destiny star is Capricorn. And that also rules Saturn. Is the black planet, which is the ancestors, the Egum. That's why all this stuff is important. I'm not just talking to be talking. Get your money right. Stop spending your money on things that are not going to build your eternal house. That's not going to put you in position.
Shrimp fried rice, large, and chicken wings?
Yes.
Okay.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm ordering it now.
Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. I need to go down here and soak my body. I'm just like really tired and achy. Hopefully it's hot tub because what time is it? Because I can't see my clock.
It's 10 o'clock.
Okay, it closes at 12. So I got 2 hours.
And your food will be here at 10:45 to 11.
Okay. You'll get it from me? And if I get back in time enough. All right, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit the shares. If you came in late, go back to the beginning of what I was teaching. It is so very important. God, I'm not telling y'all this for nothing because these workings are going to manifest your emotional body, your astral body, your spiritual body, your soul star, and then your crown chakra. You have to gotten past and cleansed and purified enough where you are in some form of control of these bodies that everybody possesses. If you are not doing this work, it's going to make your journey really hard. And I'm telling you, and it's going to have you seeing stuff because these are phobias. These are situations that you not continue with. She said 409 in Hawaii. Miranda. Yeah, I'm finna go get in the hot tub in a few minutes. I'm gonna show y'all. My swimming trunks. Yes. So I gotta get ready. And I'm gonna go downstairs. But I do have, well, I'm actually sleeping with Insasi, my Impaka. I got him in the bed, so I got to go downstairs. But I'm going to leave him up here with Chloe to keep it all protected up here. That's Insasi. So I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. I will see y'all on the flip. God bless.